Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me. I am Dr. Mercy Aimomodian, and the topic we'll be discussing today is mindset reorientation and entrepreneurship skills. First of all, before we go into this topic, I need you to understand that the Bible is our manual for success. The Bible is our manual for a wealthy and happy life. We need to change our mentality from the average thinking mentality that it is okay to be low, it's okay to be poor, it's okay to be just a consumer. We need to move out of that kind of mentality. We need to reorient our minds and begin to think like our God, the God who created you and I. He said in the book of Jeremiah 29 verse 11, I know the thoughts I have towards you. I know the plans that I have for you, the plans of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. You need to also understand God has given each and every one of us different gifts. The book of Romans chapter 12 verse 6 says that each and every one of us has been given a special gift according to the grace given to us. You have a special gift. I have a special gift. You have special abilities. I have special abilities. We need to understand all of this. But then what we do with these gifts and the abilities depends on us. I also need to bring your mind to the story or the parable of the talents. This is found in the book of Matthew chapter 25 from verse 14 to 30. I need you to go sit down, read this parable again, and I want you to ask the Holy Spirit to open your eyes so that you will understand it better than you have understood it before. In this story, a master was going on a journey and he called 3 of his servants and he entrusted his property into their hands according to their ability. This property that he entrusted into their hands could be seen as a talent we're talking about, could be seen as a gift we're talking about, the gift that God has given you. So the master here represents God, and the servants in this story represents you and I. So to the first servant he gave 5 talents, to the second servant he gave 2 talents, to the third servant he gave 1 talent. The servant who got 5 talents traded with the 5 talents and he made 5 more talents. He made profit. The one who got 2 talents traded with his 2 talents and made 2 more talents. He made profit. But the third servant who got 1 talent, he was a procrastinator. He was undecided. He didn't know what to do with the talent. Maybe we'll say he was lazy. Maybe we'll say he lacked creativity. Maybe he failed to put his mental capability to work. You know what he said? He said, this master of mine, he likes to reap where he did not sow. I'm just going to keep this 1 talent for him. When he comes back, I'll just give it back to him the way he gave it to me. So he did not make any profit. He didn't trade with it. He didn't do anything meaningful or useful with it. And guess what? When the master came, he rewarded the servant who traded and got extra 5 talents. He rewarded the second servant who traded with the 2 talents he was given and made profits. He rewarded it. And then he said to the servant who didn't do anything with his own talent, he said, even the little that you have will be taken away from you. And he cast him out. So I need you to go back and read that scripture and try to find yourself. Try to discover yourself. Ask yourself, are you the first servant with the 5 talents who traded with it? Are you in the category of the second servant who had 2 and traded with it and made some profits? Are you in the category of the third servant who did nothing, but all he did was to complain and complain and complain? And that is how some of us are. All we do is criticize other people, criticize products by other people, criticize businesses being run by other people, and then we sit back and do nothing. All we do is criticism. or we sit back and do nothing on our own. So I want us to look into our topic. I just said that to warm up our minds. Why mindset reorientation? It liberates and emancipates you. It gives you an opportunity to maximize your full potentials. It brings out the gifts and passion in you. Mindset reorientation will give you freedom of time. It will give you freedom of finances. We need to discover our potentials. When we talk about potentials, we're talking about those innate abilities that God has blessed us with. No human being is empty. No human is created empty. If you think you're empty, you have not discovered what God has hidden inside of you. And it is your responsibility to check yourself, discover yourself, and then begin to run. Begin to do something with the vision, with the potential, with the talent, with the ability that God has placed within you. You need to discover it. Discovery is the first step. Who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is an individual who has the ability to turn ideas into action. An entrepreneur is an individual who has what? The ability to turn ideas into action. What are those ideas that you have? You need to be thinking. You need to be using your imagination every day. What are those challenges that you see around you? When you are facing challenges or you see problems around you, God can use that to help you to come to the state of imagination. The moment you begin to think about a problem, if you can think it through and come up with a solution, a better idea than the idea that someone else has and that you see that as a problem, then you become a creator yourself. So I need you to begin to think. I need you to begin to do what? Think. Ask yourself, what ideas do I have that I need to put to work? What ideas do I have that I need to put to action? It's not just enough to have ideas, but what you do with those ideas matter. Everything begins with an idea. Everything begins with an idea. Somebody somewhere had an idea. That is why we had Zoom today. Someone somewhere had an idea. That is why we have the airplane today. Someone somewhere had an idea. That is why we have electricity today. So you, what ideas do you have? What are you willing to contribute to life? What have you discovered about yourself that you can use to serve humanity? I need you to begin to think. I want you to realize that no human being is born empty. In you, God has placed great ideas that you can use to become great in life, that you can use to make it in life. Earl Nightingale says everything begins with an idea. So what is that idea that you have? And what are you doing with them? Let us look at entrepreneurial skills. What are entrepreneurial skills? 1. Creativity. 2. Innovative and risk-taking. 3. The ability to plan and manage projects in order to achieve objectives. 4. Competitive. 5. Desire for economic growth. 6. Desire for creating new businesses and or multiple streams of income. Let's talk about creativity. What is creativity? Creativity is the ability to think about a task or a problem in a new or different way. The ability to use the imagination to generate new ideas. What are you imagining today? What is going on in your mind? Are you making use of that ability God has placed in you as a human to be creative? Do you have an innovative mindset? Do you use your abilities, your intelligence, and your talents to create new and better ideas? Are you a risk taker? Or You are like the third servant who said, I know my master. He loves to reap where he did not sow. So I'm going to hide this one talent he has given me. I will just hide it. He didn't give me enough. He gave the other person 5. He gave the other one 2. Now he gave me only 1. So I'm going to hide it. So when he comes back, I will just dig it up and give it back to him the way he gave it to me. But the other ones, they took a risk. They traded with the talents they had. And they were able to make profits. Only the third servant didn't want to take any risk. He dug up the ground and hid his talent. And at the end, he brought it out like that and gave it back to the master. So what are you doing with the creative ability that God has given to you? Do you possess the ability to plan and manage projects in order to achieve objectives? Planning is the process of thinking through the activities required to achieve a desired goal. Do you think through a problem, or you just think halfway and then you drop it? Planning involves thinking about what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. So you must set goals for yourself. And what are the benefits of planning? When we plan, it helps us to be persistent. When we plan, we have a sense of direction. When we plan, we can intensify our efforts at achieving our desired goals. When we plan, it's easier for us to create strategies with which to achieve our desired goal. How do we measure economic growth? For big businesses, big organizations, if they want to calculate their economic growth, they calculate what we call the GDP. And what is GDP? GDP talks about gross domestic product. And how is this measured? Now, I'll bring it down to your level because you're an individual, you're a young person, and we are talking about setting you up for entrepreneurship. But how you can do this is to calculate the value of what is being produced by you, or what you make using the potentials that you have. What is your production level? How are you able to put your potentials to work? And you compare that with the value of what you are spending or what you're consuming. So you're not producing anything, you're not generating any income, but you are just a consumer. If you're not thinking about how you can have economic growth, then you're just going to stay in the same situation. But if you begin to think, even as a young adult, what can I do? What can I do to make things better for me? What can I do to support myself? What can I do to make more money? What can I do besides going to school, besides just going, getting a job? These days, salaries don't foot the bills. I'm telling you from experience. Having a 9-to-5 job is not enough, because when you get that salary at the end of the month or bi-weekly, you find out that you just pay bills and pay bills and pay bills, and you have nothing left for yourself. As an individual, you need to look at yourself and ask yourself, am I putting my full potentials to work? What am I making by putting my full potentials to work? And then you compare that with the value of what you are spending. That is how you can measure your economic growth. So if you're spending more than you are generating, then you know you are going nowhere economically. But when what you're generating, putting your potential to work, is higher than what you're spending, then you know you're on a good journey. How can we create new businesses and multiple streams of income? Warren Buffett said, never depend on single income. Make investments to create a second source. Today, there are many ways that you can use to create multiple streams of income. I'm going to be sharing a lot of it with you, and I need you to listen, and I need you to see where you fit in. Today, people make videos. YouTube videos is a very great source of income. Many people who are YouTubers, they have jobs. They found out that what they are making with their potential of being an employee is not enough to solve the problems that they have. When they sit back and calculate what they are generating by using their potential as an employee, what they are spending is more. The bills they are paying is more. It exceeds what they are generating. And so they decide to make YouTube videos on the side so they can use that as extra source of income, as a backup. You can also try affiliate marketing and make sales. Nowadays, young people all over the globe are ambassadors to big businesses, to big companies. You can sign up to be an ambassador of a product and you help to market that product online. And you get paid for doing that. That is your potential being put out as a marketer, as an affiliate marketer. Some young people put their photography to work on the web. If you can take beautiful photographs, it might be of nature, it might be photographs you took of people, and you post it on the web, you can start getting other contracts. Because when people see what you can do, then they look for you. You put your contacts there. They will call you. When they have bigger things, big projects that you can do, they will call you and you can put your potential, your ability to make good pictures, to take good photographs, you can put it to work and generate more income for yourself. You don't need to wait to be hired by anybody. You can purchase high dividend stocks. You can write ebooks. You can sell your own products on the internet. Right now, I have an entrepreneur in my house, a young CEO, and she doesn't know how much joy she brings to my heart when I see her working so hard. Every time, she gets a spare time from her schoolwork, she will be on her iPad. She's constantly improving. Recently, she built up a website for herself to market her products. She loves looking beautiful. She loves to make her hair, make up her face. And that is where, from her passion, she developed interest to start an online business where she sells eyelashes for ladies. She sells a couple of hair products. She also does makeup and she posts her videos out there on Instagram, and she is gaining a lot of subscribers. And now, do you know she's able to market her product right from inside the house? She doesn't have a building where her name is boldly written. Not yet. But I know she's aiming towards that. She's just a young girl, a teenager, yet to be 18. But over the pandemic, I had to encourage her. I said, look, you like looking beautiful. What about if you turn this to business? So sometimes your passion can be the clue that God is giving you. What you love to do, what you enjoy doing, you can begin to sell it. You can begin to put it out there. Make it a marketable potential that other people will buy into it, and then you generate income for yourself. You can also make an online guide. For me as a teacher, there is a website we call Teachers Pay Teachers. When you go to that website, you can't get anything for free. As different teachers put their ideas, they make online guidelines, they design a lot of things, and they put it out there for sale. You can only tap into it when you pay. When you click on it, you say, oh, for you to get this, you need to pay. And when you pay, the money goes to the person who put the idea out there. You can create an online course. You can. All you need to do is put your imagination to work. Sit down, plan, set a goal. You can build an app. You can rent out unused space and make money from it. You can become a referral source for businesses, big companies. You refer people and you get your own cut. You can become a business silent partner. You can invest in real estate. You can write a book and collect royalties. You can buy a blog. You can invest in real estate. I mentioned that earlier. So there are a lot of things that you can do to help yourself. There are a lot of things that you can do to help yourself as a young person so that you can become a young CEO. You can become an entrepreneur at a very young age so that by the time you are 30, you are 35, you are already enjoying the fruits of your labor. You don't have to be 70, 75, 80. No. If you start now and begin to work hard and put your imagination to work and you begin to invest in your potentials, you will smile in the nearest future. So before we end this session, I just want you to answer the following questions so that you can process what you have gained from today's class. Number 1 question. State one reason you need a mindset reorientation. Number 2, who is an entrepreneur? Number 3, mention 2 skills you need as an entrepreneur. Number 4, what is creativity? Number 5, list 4 benefits of planning. Number 6, explain what it means to be competitive. Before we end this session, I want to leave you with this final charge by Pablo Picasso. He said, action is the foundational key to all success. Thank you.